Hey, welcome back to the Ping Pong Flick Show. My name is Chris Wong. Big update for the Batman. Matt Reeves, the Batman. Finally, we get something going on. This is coming from hashtag film and or actually slash film, the slashfilm.com. Matt Reeves was on a Television Critics Association panel today to promote his mid-season Fox drama The Passage, based on the novel by Justin Cronin. After the panel, Reeves gave reporters an update on his The Batman film. Here's what he had to say about a potential shooting draft, production start date, Ben Affleck's continued role in the film, those year one rumors, and more. The script could be done very soon. Reeves has been talking about the Batman as a hypothetical since he was announced as the director. Now he says he's honing in on a script. We are working on getting our draft in the next couple weeks, Reeves said. Right now, my head is totally into the script. Right now, I'm going to be leaving here to go back to work on the script. What's more, this draft could be on the fast track to film early next year. What we've talked about is hopefully in the spring or early summer, something like that. Well, that's interesting. So 2019 is going to have some filming going on for the Batman. Wow, Reeves said so. At the same time, wasn't Birds of Prey supposed to start at the same time? So that's interesting. Rumors of Ben Affleck's retirement have been exaggerated. It's been reported and even inferred from Affleck himself that he would not reprise the role of Bruce Wayne or Batman in The Batman. Reeves said he was still speaking with Affleck, but was coy about who might play the Cape Crusader in the film. There are ways in which all this connects to DC, to the DC universe as well, Reeves said. We're one piece of many pieces, so I don't want to comment on that except to say that I'm focused very specifically on this aspect of the DC world. After the connected movies from Man of Steel through Justice League, DC announced plans to focus on more individual movies. This also gives Affleck an out, but Reeves suggesting that there is a way to have Affleck involved without ruling out recasting a younger Batman is intriguing. The most obvious idea could be that Bruce Wayne we know as Ben Affleck could bookend the movie, recalling this case from his younger days. Two Batmen for the price of one. That's very similar to Indiana Jones, by the way. Indiana Jones, the young Indiana Jones series. Reeves added that the shift in direction for DC films did not alter his plans for the Batman. From the beginning, what I had always spoken about with Warner Brothers and what I was excited about was being in the Bat universe and really doing something within that sphere, Reeves said. That was always what it was going to be, so in that way it hasn't changed a lot since I first met with him. It's very much the same thrust, if that's what makes sense. A lot of things have happened since then, but the movie and why I'm excited about it is it continues to be the same inspirations and excitement of what we talked about in the beginning. And here it is. It's not year one. Reports peg the Batman as an adaptation of the comic book arc Year One, which also was the subject of Batman reboot developed by Darren Aronofsky in 2000 that never came to pass. Reeves confirmed that the Batman is not a retelling of Year One. We're not doing any particular comic, Reeves said. Year One is one of the many comic books that I love. We are definitely not doing Year One. It's just exciting to be focused very specifically on a tale that is defining for him and very personal to him. Obviously, we're not doing an origin tale or anything like that. We're doing a story that is definitively Batman through and trying to tell a story that's emotional and yet is really about him being the world's greatest detective and all the things that for me, since I was a kid, made me love Batman. While Reeves may be a Batman comic book aficionado, he will blend all his favorite Bat tales into something new, reflecting the decades-long history of Batman on screen. I've talked about making a very point of view, noir-driven, definitive Batman story in which he's investigating a particular case, and that takes us into the world of Gotham, Reeves said. I went I went on a deep dive again, revisiting all of my favorite comics. Those are all informed by osmosis. There's no continuation of the Nolan films. It's very much trying to find a way to do this as something that, for me, is going to be definitively Batman and new and cool. So that's what Matt Reeves had to say about the Batman. Quite a long lot of updates, but also at the same time not exactly telling us what's going on here, right? He has a lot. It seems like he has great ideas for a noir-driven detective story. It seems Ben Affleck, it could still be around, and if it's gonna be a noir, noir detective story, what is so something about that? There's always a narrator, right? The main character is narrating the movie. How about Ben Affleck narrating the Batman while he's reminiscing about his younger self in a personal story, right? So that's how I can kind of see it happening. And Ben Affleck could still be the Batman in the modern day DCEU while this is in the past. And that gives, Matt Reeves some freedom to make the movie he knows because it's in the past, just like how Wonder Woman has the freedom to make stories within the past, which she did. The origin tale, and also Wonder Woman 1984. So we could see something like that brewing within the DCEU, making Matt Reeves the Batman part of the DCEU, unlike the Joker, which is supposed to a different Joker. It's that it wasn't a noir. Was it a noir? I forgot what they called it, but it was more of the old gangster type films. That's going to be different from possibly the Jared Leto, the Joker. I think one's called Joker and the other one's called The Joker. Who knows? But there's two Jokers there, except those are two separate universes, as from what we can tell. This one seemingly is going to be part of the DCEU with a younger Batman. And having Ben Affleck still be involved. So that's actually exciting for a lot of Ben Affleck, Batfleck fans. Also exciting for people who want to see a younger Batman going through his own detective story. And I think that's exciting for those people as well who want to see someone else other than Ben Affleck. But in any case, it's almost like a win-win for both sides, right? And I think that's a great thing if that was the whole idea and plan of it. And I hopefully that is exactly what we're going to get. Just everybody's happy. We're going to get we have a modern day Batman in the modern day DCU, and then we also have the younger Batman that we can explore different types of personal stories within his own Gotham City and make it Gotham more living breathing city. Maybe it's a character for the film as well. So excited for that. That is awesome. That is great. Now we're on to some maybe theoretical, hypothetical stuff. So David Ayer apparently met with Paul Dini the other day, and on yesterday actually. So we're all wondering there that it's just one picture, tinfoil hat on. What is he? Paul Dini, who's done Gotham City Sirens, is that what he's meeting with him? Is Gotham City Sirens still on the table? I gotta say, it's a lot of Gotham type material right now in production. I would love to see other superheroes, if you know what I mean, other realm, other areas of the DCEU. But if he is making Gotham City Sirens, that's great. That's awesome. That would be interesting to see. I'm guessing that the whole theory about Gotham City Sirens and Birds of Prey combining is not true. If what he's really meeting Paul Dini is really for, they could just have met and had a beer or something, it's maybe something like that. But it's exciting nonetheless that there may be some kind of traction with David Ayer still being involved in DCEU and possibly Gotham City Sirens. At one point, Black Mask was the villain for that. He was hinting. So who knows? Who knows what's going to happen with that? The other thing that is kind of interesting as well is Zack Snyder updated on Vero that he is almost done with his office, right? And you see this giant, it's not giant, well, it's a theater scene it's just as big as some of the smaller theaters I've been to, and that's where it is. And people are wondering, okay, is this where we get to watch some things? Are we gonna get to watch the Snyder Cut? Because he is, if whatever form it's in, he is allowed to show that to private, friends and family and not public. So I don't know, Zach. I'm still here. I'm waiting for my invite. So whenever you are ready, I am ready to go down there, fly down there, just to watch it. So if that's what's happening, but it's so cool to see that he's able to build his own theater. I wish one day I could do that. It would be so awesome to watch a movie in the comfort of my own home, but it's like a theater sitting. That would be so awesome. That'd be a dream come true, if anything. So that's it for that. And a little bit update for the Snyder Cut. I did go on the SyFy Fandom Files podcast. It was around 13:20 hours. Sorry, 1:20 p.m. Hawaii Standard Time, and we talked for maybe 20 minutes. I think it was at 1 o'clock, and then he got on. So I talked about 20 minutes, and he and another had a guest on, or whoever that other lady was. They didn't really introduce themselves, but they pretty much let me talk. They asked a few questions, so I just spilled it out. I mean, I really went into why we want the Snyder Cut, and my passion for Zack Snyder films, and wanting to see his work be respected, his be released. Also, I even went into how the Snyder Cut movie was involved with donating to the American Suicide Prevention Fund, and also the Ferrucci brothers had it. We got involved with that, helped them get enough money to send Harlem kids to go watch Black Panther. I thought they were kind of shocked. They seemed kind of shocked at when I said those things, and I said we were all diverse fans from all over the world, and we really love this immigrant story that Zack Snyder had done for Superman, plopping. I don't think I had much time to go into detail why, but and then they also asked if the Snyder Cut, why do you think it's real, or why do you think it exists? I went through Jay Oliva. I said a bunch of things about that. Said that we've looked at the trailers and how compiled, and there's so many other YouTubers out there going through with that and seeing things. Fiona's for Snyder Cut website and things like that. So I kind of went a lot into detail and trying to just convey that we want to, has become more than just a movie. He has been more of respectful work to Zack Snyder and for his daughter that had committed suicide, and also that, for in a way to make sure that the creative directors who had approvals from the studio, and they agreed on something, that they should stick with it and go through with it, more so than keep fighting them on it and pretty much wasting these directors' lives trying to make something. So I went into a little bit of that, but for the most part I think it came out good. And because it's a podcast, I believe that he may not be cutting things out. Who knows? But they were pretty. They didn't talk down at us at all. The lady also said that she didn't quite like that Justice League movie, but I still have a feeling that Jordan and that lady who, they're not Snyder fans, but they didn't come out at me at all, so that was great. They thanked me for my time. Of course, I don't know what they said after I left, so that would be kind of interesting to find out what happened afterwards. And that will probably, he had a George Takei podcast today, which was for Wednesday. So I believe the podcast that I joined may be coming out by the time you see this video, or today, like on Friday. So I think that's what's going to happen, but who knows at this point. But I just want to let you guys know. So I did do the podcast. Like a lot of you had told me, just go ahead and do it. What's the worst case scenario, right? So I just went and did it, and hopefully it's a good one. Hopefully it's I said a lot of positive things, and hopefully it changes some people's minds about who we are. We're not some weird secluded group in the basement or something. There's fans all over the world, diverse fans, and I think we all share the same passion and love for Zack Snyder and his films, and especially and ultimately we want them to help release the Snyder Cut, knowing full well that it may or may not be finished. So just wanted to clear that out. But yeah, so be on the lookout for that. I will be on the lookout for that. And once again, I am going to be on a podcast, DC Film Hub podcast, Saturday, 3 p.m. Hawaii Standard Time. And then I'm also going to join Comic Movie Marks on their live show on Sunday at 9 a.m. Hawaii Standard Time. So those are the two things to look forward to if you want to see me with other people. So we'll be on the lookout. Be on the lookout for that as well. All right, guys. Well, that is it for tonight. Thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.